Afternoon, everyone. We're just going to wait a couple of minutes until everyone arrives because there's a little bit of a lag in time. Hope you've had a good day so far. As I said just a little bit earlier, just waiting for a few more people to arrive. Hope you are safe and well and have enjoyed today. For those of you that just arrived, we're just going to wait a couple of minutes just until a few more people arrive for this afternoon's quick session. Excellent stuff. So, afternoon, everybody. Hope you've had a really good day so far. This final session of the day is related to all things sport at Worthing College. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Dave Hall. I'm the Deputy Head of Learning for Sport Science and PE, and also the Men's Football Academy Head Coach. I'm excited to be joined by Tina Price, Academy of Sport Manager, and also Sarah Briggs, Academy Coordinator, who will be trying to answer all your questions while the presentation is going on. There will be opportunity at the end for some questions that we may answer, but anything that is missed will be online, hopefully within the next 24 hours in an FAQ section. So with regards to our chat this afternoon, we are going to go from everything sport at Worthing College, so from the elite level, so talking about the Academy of Sport and what was involved in that, all the way down to the recreational side of things, what activities we can get up to at the college to ensure that everyone adheres to healthy and active lifestyles. So Tina, if you'd like to start by kicking off with regards to the Academy of Sport, please.
Thank you, Dave. Okay, I'm Tina Price. I manage the academies here at Worthing College. As Dave said, this is the elite end of our programme, and we have our academies in basketball, men and women's football, netball, men and women's rugby. Our academy timetable allows the students to train and play and study at the highest level, and we are one of the most successful college sport programmes in the country. 2019 saw us win 14 titles, 4 national cups, 5 county cups, and we were very much in a similar position this year until lockdown. Now, we have run trials, men and women's rugby and men's football, women's football. Men's football, we still got some more to do. Basketball and netball are happening this week and next week. So if there is anybody out there that feels that they have a talent for playing any of these sports and wishes to add it to their academy programme, please contact Sarah Briggs or myself. The email addresses will be at the end of the programme and we'll be in contact with you. But I do need to stress this is an elite programme, okay? This is about the academic athlete, and we're looking at you being able to enhance your sporting performance as well as your academia. Now, for parents, you just need to realise that the students not performing in the classroom, intervention will step in, and unfortunately, the students will be stopped playing sport for the college. We do need to say that we are planning to start training in September in accordance with the government and the governing body guidelines, but obviously we are held by them. but we have managed to do trials so far, which is more than anybody else has done. So we're really proud of that. So we're very excited about the academy as it moves into its 14th year at Worthing College. Dave, can we move on? Okay. Every year we have a sports awards evening. It's probably the highlight of the year for all our academy students. And obviously this year, being in lockdown, we weren't able to do so. But we did have a virtual awards week on Instagram, and these are some of our winners. So could you be one of next year's winners when hopefully we will have a real live event? Next slide, Dave.
Right, so moving on to our next part of our offer of sport at Worthing College. So obviously we've got our academy sports, and as Tina's quite rightly said, we are constantly following government guidelines in relation to national governing bodies. So as in terms of when we can go back to training, what type of training we can do, and also when we're back, hopefully at college in September, face-to-face lessons. But obviously at the moment we are just sticking to government guidelines for everything that we do. With regards to this is the TAS program. So this may interest people that play sport that are maybe not necessarily our academy sports, but they perform to a regional level and above. So TAS stands for Talented Athlete Scholarship Scheme. If you are a regional performer in the academy sports and above as well, this is something you can apply for too. But basically, we are the only college, as Worthing College, in the whole of Sussex to have a TAS dual career accreditation. And what this means is that Sport England have highlighted us as an educational centre where we effectively combine academic options and structure as well as sporting performance. So these students, we've got about 22 students which we had on our TAS programme last year. And basically what they did was they had additional sessions. It was within their timetable, so it didn't impact on any academic subjects. Certain things we did things like sports psychology, we did injury prevention, we did S&C. We also did additional tutor sessions to support them with their academics as well. So for example, these performers can travel all over Europe and all over the country to compete. So obviously that potentially has an impact on their education. A great example was a female footballer who played for England. She had to conduct one of her exams whilst in Bulgaria at the European Championships. So for us as a centre, Sport England have highlighted that we have this flexibility in terms of preparing that student for that exam, for example, and also being able to talk to the exam board to make sure that everything is in order for that to happen. So again, it's a very supportive measure. As you can see on this slide as well, there is a YouTube link, and there is also a QR code which you can access at any time. Just had a question pop up about what does TAS cover. TAS literally covers every single sport. So some examples of what we've had in the past, we've had some rock climbers. We've got James here, you won't be able to see it, but he's an aquathlon athlete. So what that is long distance running and swimming. So we've had a lot of athletes as well. So again, in terms of sport that TAS covers, it is any sport that is recognised as by Sport England as a sport. So if you can move on to the next slide, please, Megan, that'd be great.
Okay, the Association of College National Championships. This, without doubt, is the students' favourite event if they qualify of the year. So what happens is with the AOC, we have regional championships that take place. They will this year take place in January and February because of COVID-19. That's already been decided. So we go to the regional championships where we compete against all the other colleges who are members in the South region, and the winners of the individual events go off to Nottingham for 3 days and take part in the national championships where the South East all come together in the various colleges and to try and win the Wilkinson Sword. Now this is an excellent opportunity not only for academy students but for students who play sport at a good level. So over the last 7 or 8 years, we've had students compete in swimming, tennis, badminton, cross country, football, rugby, netball. So if you are a good level tennis player, if you do play badminton, if you love to run, squash is another area. Please let Sarah or I know. We'll be in contact with you and give you the opportunity to take part for the college and go from there. Our tennis players that are pictured there won the gold medal last year, and netball are currently the OAC national champions and also the team of the year. So as I say, it's a great weekend away, really enjoy it, and the students love it, and we're devastated when it was cancelled this year due to lockdown. Next slide, please.
Okay, so now we move into kind of the different activities that are on offer at the college. The one thing is, with you becoming a student in September, we really want you to own this. So obviously, if there are any activities that you would like, or if there is an interest in certain activities, then please let us know, because that's really important to us, because obviously we want people to be healthy and active, because obviously we know the benefits of that, not only for your physical health, but also your mental health as well, and obviously the support that gives you in the classroom. So the first example is our college gym. So in terms of a college gym, we have a fully furnished college gym, which has all the specialist equipment that you need. So there's your cardiovascular machines, there's your watt bikes, there's also your free weights, you've also got your resistance machines, cable machines, and the squat racks and the heavier weights as well. So what it does is it caters for all abilities, and the real big thing for us is we want it to be inclusive in its nature. The gym is run by our gym apprentices, who are working with us and also gaining their full PT qualification as well. So again, there is access to PT sessions there as well, if you feel that is fit. With regards to the pricing, we try and make sure that it's very, very competitive. If you are an Academy of Sport player, there is an Academy of Sport membership which covers this membership as well. So obviously you wouldn't have to pay double. But in September, what we do is we ensure that everyone can access the gym for free. And after September, what we do is we provide different price plans. So the first one is, for the whole year, you can pay £50 and you get unlimited access. The gym is open from 7:30, 8 o'clock, all the way through to 5:30. And again, that for me, in comparison with other gym memberships, that is very, very competitive. Obviously, if you don't want to commit to the full year, we also do £25 a term. Or we also do £5 a session. But once you've paid for 10 sessions, £5 sessions, then you'd obviously get the whole year. You wouldn't have to pay anything either. Next slide, please, Megan. So in addition to this, obviously we know that with COVID and gyms not open at the moment, we're always quite flexible in our approach in terms of activities that we provide. So in terms of this, we also give a lot of other activities that are based outside the gym. So a couple of examples here are, we've had a college running club last year, also things like circuit classes, body pump, which we do in the studio above the gym, which is in room 183. Also, we've got table tennis, recreational football at five-a-side level. But again, as I said earlier, we want you to own it. So if there's some activities that you really want at the college, we are happy to facilitate that, and that will also be facilitated through the gym apprentices. So next slide, please. So just to finish off, Tina, there's a little bit what's new for 2020. So it'd be great for you to tell us what is new for 2020.
Sorry, helps if I unmute myself. So we were made aware that we have a very talented group of students coming this year who performed at national level at water polo. So we are looking to join water polo into our academy program. Now, again, because of COVID, because of swimming pools, etc., this may not be available at the start, but the idea is that the water poloers will be off timetable, exactly the same as the academy students, so it doesn't disrupt their academic program. So they'll be doing the strength and conditioning side of things at the college, and then off at times that the gentleman who's organising this has booked the pool for. What I didn't say at the start of the presentation was that we will be having parents meeting via this sort of option for all students that get into our academy program to go through costings and the various questions that you'll have with regards to the Academy of Sport, and that will be within probably 2 weeks. So if anyone's got questions about the academies, that'll probably all be answered then. But if you are a water polo player and you'd like to get involved, again, please let Sarah and I know. We'll make sure it's on your timetable so it doesn't clash with your lessons. Thank you, Dave.
Okay, so just to finish off before we answer some of your questions that we haven't done so already, as you may be aware, we've got quite a strong social media influence. So in terms of number of followers we have, obviously we think it's quite big, but maybe in social media terms it's not. But the real important thing is for us is that we keep it quite, we keep it up to date very often. So this is across Twitter, more Instagram actually, Twitter and Instagram. And we also have a YouTube channel, which at the moment we've got quite a few videos up, some including actually some of our course options. I don't think we've really put it across in this presentation, but actually to be a part of the Academy of Sport, you don't have to study sport. To take part in these sporting activities, to represent a college at the AOC regional and national champs, to take up the gym, to do anything like that, you don't have to study sport. And again, that's the beauty of what we do, because we want it to be very inclusive. So with regards to following us, please follow us on these Twitter handles, so at Worthing Sport, or my own Twitter handle, which is at DJ Hall Worthing, or our Instagram account, which is at Sport Worthing College, and then our YouTube account is WC Academy of Sport. So just to conclude, if there are any questions, I'll give you a couple of minutes to write some up, and myself and Tina will go through it, if that's okay. And thank you for listening to it. It was a bit of a whistle stop because obviously there's so much that we do with regards to the sport, not only academically but performance-wise as well. And as Tina said, more detailed information will be provided if you are an Academy of Sport member at those events that will happen hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So what I'll do, Tina, is I'll just read through some questions. And we can take it in turns in answering them if we need to, just for a couple of minutes. And there's quite a lot that are coming through, and there's quite a few that have been answered. One that I picked up on during the chat was with regards to the men's football, in terms of the size of the squad. Well, for us, because of the level of competition that we play at, so the top level in the country for college football, as you know, we have 2 teams, and obviously people play outside of that as well, which is really important to me. The squad is quite big. You know, it's generally around about the 45 to 55 mark. And obviously that's what we're working towards at the moment. And we are in the middle of our trial process. So hopefully our second trials will be soon once the government release the lockdown, hopefully, fingers crossed, a bit more, or the FA do, more importantly. Can you get scouted in men's rugby by elite academies or teams? You know, I think that's, for me, that's the same with any sport. So you're playing at a college where there is a reputation for sport at this level. But you know, I will not promise anyone anything. But I think personally that if you are in the right environment, the right place, and you're playing against the right opposition, which is what we pride ourselves in, then there is a chance. Ben Coulson, the head coach, is an outstanding coach, and he's one of the head coaches at Worthing Raiders. So again, you know, the top level rugby program in Sussex. So again, there are ties there, but I would not be guaranteeing anyone anything. But what I'm trying to say is the environment that we provide would potentially give the opportunity. And as you say, you don't know who's watching at times. So just be the best you can be. Does Women's Rugby Academy timetable clash with health and social care? Tina, you might want to answer this one, but in terms of timetable clashes, for me, from an educational point of view, we will try and ensure that the academy program, you know, there are no clashes. However, if there is a clash, then obviously we would make sure that the academics take the priority. So if it's a case of you having to miss a training session because you've got a lesson, then obviously that would take priority. What are your thoughts on that, Tina?
Okay, health and social care is a challenge with any of our academies. What I would say is we have a very good relationship with the health and social care team and work very hard to make sure that you are able to train and play as much as possible. But I can honestly say you wouldn't be able to attend every single training session and match, but we do work very hard with them, and providing you do your work and keep up to date, then it will work well for you. If I can move on to, is there any netball club for people who aren't advanced and just want to do it for enjoyment? We are looking to provide more recreational netball from September, but please, by all means, drop Sarah and myself an email. As you know, I'm the netball coach here, so I know there are a lot of girls coming to Worthing College who play netball, so and who don't want to be part of an academy program. So please let us know, and we'll see what we can do for you. With regards to, if you don't play any sport, would you still be able to get involved? At academy level, I'll be honest, the answer is probably no. But again, if you'd like to talk to us about what sport you would be interested in doing, we'd be very happy to try and put something on for you. What else? How do I become a gym apprentice? Actually, our gym apprentices are advertised on the college website. I think I'm right in saying, Dave, that the closing date has passed for this year.
Yeah, the thing is, obviously, you're potentially a year 11 student, obviously without knowing you. So this is something that usually happens after students finish their 2 years of study with us. So it's kind of a third year option, but it is an option that is, you know, that is very, very popular. And I think we've got 5 or 6 applicants already for this coming year. But yeah, in terms of becoming a gym apprentice as well, you'd need to have your level 2 reps qualification, which is something we could advise you on whilst you're in college, and you can complete it whilst you're in college. So again, that's something that we're quite positive with in terms of moving forward. Couple of questions on the women's rugby squad. How big is it? I think it's around about the 30 mark, but again, I don't think there's no ceiling on number there. And also, what level does it play at? Well, it plays at the top level that it can for women's rugby in the country, and it has for a number of years been the premier college for women's rugby in the whole of the south. So again, fixtures, we go and travel to Hartpury, which is Gloucestershire, Exeter. We used to travel to Bishop Burton, which is in the north of the country as well. So, you know, there are some big away days, but that is because we play at a high level. We were in line to win the national title for a second year in a row, I'm led to believe, before lockdown. So again, the level that they play at, and there are some potential exciting developments with that program moving forward to next year. But obviously, we only say things that actually are in place. But there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes to take that program again to the next level. Great question about, can I join the academy later in the year? Again, it's probably more on a academy by academy basis, but I know I can talk for men's football in the fact that we do have a training week, a free training week. It's usually before October half term, but that may need to move because of the current situation, where we invite people down and they can train and see where they're at in terms of level, and if they're better than what we have, then we'd offer them a place, and we have done that in the past. Obviously, I can't comment on other sports, but I know that, for example, women's football, that would not be a problem. Rugby, that would not be a problem. So again, and probably basketball. Obviously, Tina can talk for netball as well in that sense. Maybe it's the same as me, Tina.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody has missed out on a trial at the start of the year, then again, they just need to contact us. With regards to Ellie, your question about how much do we train for netball, it's exactly the same as all the other academies. We have 2 hours on a Monday afternoon, 2 hours on a Friday afternoon, and then you'll be off timetable from 11 o'clock on a Wednesday to go away and play the fixtures or be at home. So I hope that answers that, but that goes for all the academies. Amelia, what level does the Women's Football Academy play at? Well, we are playing at the top level in the country with effect from September, but I'll be honest, the ability of players does vary. So if it's something you're interested in being part of, please, by all means, contact us, and we'll go from there. With regards to any plans for a tennis academy, we used to have a tennis academy. Unfortunately, financially, we had to put a stop to that. But we do as I say, that is an event at the regional champs. So by all means, please let us know who you are if you enjoy playing tennis and play at a good level.
And also, before I move on to a couple of task questions, with that in mind, there's obviously a bit of research done with regards to the water polo, and because there's something that's potentially sustainable. So obviously, if that's the same for other sports, and that's something we're always open to look into. But as again, I'll say we can't guarantee anything. But what we can guarantee is that you would be able to represent the college at the AOC regional champs, and if you qualified, you get to the national champs. Is there a cost for TAS? No, it's just an application process that happens once you're enrolled at the college. That will probably happen September, October time. I think there was a question in regards to gym membership for TAS. That potentially is waived as well. So again, obviously, you need to have perks of being, that level athlete and being able to train and also perform academically. So in terms of another question, I was looking at different international universities. So we do pride ourselves on our students going and studying abroad as well. American scholarships in particular is something that we're relatively knowledgeable in, and it's something that is growing because obviously the reputation of the college we have, students are looking to travel to America, and American universities are very interested in the sports we have to offer, in particular football. Also rugby to a certain extent, and obviously there's athletics as well. So whilst we don't have an athletics side, I know that, or a squad, we do compete in a couple of events which are organised by Lee Fulham. But for that, we do have some very talented athletes which are actually all on the TAS scheme as well. With regards to the men's football, as I said earlier, we are currently in the second trial stage. There have been some players that have been accepted, but there are still a few that I'm going to have another look at. So please, if you haven't put men's football down on your application, please contact the college and get that sorted, and then obviously that will access a second trial. Do TAS and the academy clash? No. Do you support athletes who play for different teams outside the academy? Yes. So for me, a lot, obviously with netball, they have external teams that they play for. Football, definitely. Rugby, definitely. Basically all the sports. We're very big on educating you. So we will do things. So our strength and conditioning program, I would say, is one of the best in the area, run by the Sussex Performance Centre, with the aim of working on what we call prehabilitation. So making sure you're not injured. So making sure that you prepare right. Things like psychology, things like nutrition, all of that we try and educate you in, which then provides you with that foundation to go and play for your external teams and obviously be at the top of your game there. With regards to your external teams, obviously, you can talk to coaches and if you're feeling tired, we can work on recovery and kind of stuff like that. Or if you've got a big game, which would be more of a development or more development than the game we've had on the week, and again, we can be flexible with that. But we do massively support what you do outside of college as well. It's not a closed thing. So looking at that, so hopefully, there will be a second trial before September for men's football. I'm hoping that I'm just awaiting on FA guidelines, because at the moment we can only do it with a certain way. So once that is lifted a little bit more, then fingers crossed we'll be able to do a second trial, which I want done before September. Do you have a theory lesson with women's rugby? There is an additional block. So there is a 2-hour block, which is worked predominantly with Ben Coulson, and a lot of it is linked to video analysis and other bits and bobs. Can you explain Lee Fulham? No, his name, sorry, it was a member of staff, Lee Fulham. Sorry, I wasn't very clear enough. So Lee Fulham kind of takes our students to a couple of athletic events.
Okay, I think we've now been asked to come to the end of the session. So there will be, as Dave said initially, that there'll be Q&As on the website, and hopefully we've answered all your questions. But again, if there's anything that we haven't answered that you want to know, by all means, drop us an email and we'll get back to you. And as I say, for Academy students who've been accepted or about to be accepted, there will be a parents' evening where I'm sure we'll be able to answer all your questions on that. Thank you very much for attending today.
Yep, thank you everyone. Take care. Hope you've enjoyed the day. Again, please don't hesitate to contact us, because you know, if you ask us a question, it's our duty to give you an answer, give you a straight answer. So hopefully see you soon.